Newly released police video shows officers firing repeatedly at suspected car thief Paul O'Neill. What we don't see is the moment O'Neill was shot in the back before he died. An attorney for his family accuses officers of executing the unarmed 18-year-old.
Action by the Chicago Police Department has been swift. All 3 officers involved in last Thursday's shooting have been relieved of their police powers.
We have team coverage of this story that has triggered a protest at police headquarters tonight. We began with investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy with a closer look at that video. Chuck?
Rob, the video begins without any drama, but then to use police lingo, it goes sideways. Officers patrolling South Shore were looking for a stolen car that had been reported in the neighborhood. In a matter of moments, that routine police work morphs into chaos and confusion. Patrolmen spot the Jaguar that had been stolen earlier in the day in Bolingbrook. One of the officers had his gun drawn before getting out of the police car. And then, bedlam. The stolen car, driven by 18-year-old Paul O'Neill, heads down the street straight at an approaching police car. While these 2 officers keep firing, they are in the line of fire of each other, and they continue shooting straight toward their approaching fellow officers. This is the dash cam from that police car, showing the suspect veering right at it and crashing head-on. The officers in the car that was just hit later said they thought the suspect was firing at them. Suspected car thief Paul O'Neill gets out and runs. Multiple cameras showing the pursuit down a gangway, and dozens of additional police converge on the scene. O'Neill chased into a backyard where he is mortally wounded by police. O'Neill shot in the back, handcuffed by officers. He died a few hours later. Police say there is no video of the actual shooting. The officer apparently didn't have his body cam turned on at the time.
Man, I think I shot man.
That officer who shot the unarmed suspect was in the car O'Neill crashed into a few minutes earlier and expresses concern that he would be crucified for the kill.
Is he shooting at the car? Dude, I heard shots. I don't know, man. When he came out the yard, I shot at him. Take your fist out.
I think I'm good, man. I don't know. There was a bunch of shots.
The officer who killed O'Neill now on desk duty, as are the 2 who opened fire on the suspect's car. According to this police order on deadly force, officers are prohibited from firing at or into a moving vehicle. The 3 officers cited in this incident are probably not in the same boat. The 2 who fired at a suspect's moving car in apparent violation of department regulations may well end up looking for new jobs. The officer who shot Paul O'Neill in the back and killed him faces a potential criminal investigation and likely civil lawsuits. Tonight, the police union urging no rush to judgment.
Chuck, what's next? Where do we go from here?
This isn't going to be fast. There will be 2 parallel investigations, one by the Independent Police Review Authority, of course, looking at the officer's conduct vis-a-vis the police department rules, and then the state's attorney will look at this and review it as well.
Okay, Chuck, thank you. In the meantime, activists in Chicago expressing anger over this shooting video. They say it shows police had no right to open fire. Some of them took over the microphone when the police superintendent tried to make a statement today. Eyewitness News reporter Laura Podesta is live at police headquarters right now with more. Laura.
Kathy, protesters say they took over the mic because they did not believe that Superintendent Johnson should be speaking. They say he should be taking more action against the officers involved in this shooting. When Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson walked out of police headquarters this afternoon, he was supposed to talk publicly for the first time about the release of the Paul O'Neill shooting videos, but protesters would not let him.
There's no need for him to say anything, bro. There's no need. He has nothing to say.
One man put his hands in the air, blocking the superintendent from news cameras. Another ranted that Chicago's top cop was not holding the officers who shot O'Neill accountable.
His life mattered. His life mattered. Killing that young man does not justify this situation.
At several points, protesters spoke directly to the superintendent, but Johnson never answered back. After a few minutes, he and a police spokesman appeared to have had enough, turning around and heading back to their offices. I stopped them at the door to find out why they were not addressing us.
I mean, we're trying to get answers. They're trying to get answers.
They're not trying to get a response from me.
Well, are you going to even respond to them at all?
We'll email the statement.
That emailed statement said in part, my promise to the people of Chicago is that we will be guided by the facts, and should wrongdoing be discovered, individuals will be held accountable for their actions. And those protesters say they'll be back here at 35th and Michigan around 8:30 tonight for another protest, this time a die-in. Live at CPD headquarters, Laura Podesta, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Judy and Rob, back to you.
Okay, Laura, thank you.
I'm just tired of seeing us get killed. I'm just so tired of seeing us get killed. That's all. I'm just really, it's like I'm not just a community activist. It's like I'm a homicide detective now, going after these tapes.
The response of the Chicago Police Department to the O'Neill shooting is being compared by many to what happened following the deadly shooting of Laquan McDonald. Eyewitness News reporter Evelyn Holmes looks at the steps taken by CPD since the McDonald video was released.
We are dissatisfied.
These demonstrators confront Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson, saying nothing has changed when it comes to how officers treat black people. This as police video of the shooting that killed 18-year-old Paul O'Neill is released by the Independent Police Review Authority.
I seen a lot of thugs today. I seen a lot of thugs with shields today.
The agency charged with investigating the fatal shooting released the body cam video publicly Friday, after first making the video available to O'Neill's family and a select group of community activists who remain critical of police conduct.
Until we can fix this racist department, police department, it just recycles.
Critics call the video disturbing, accusing cops of berating and manhandling a wounded O'Neill while cuffing him, and questioning how officers interacted after the shooting. Teal Hardeman of the Violence Interrupters wants the U.S. Department of Justice to take over the Chicago Police Department.
Nothing has really changed. They're doing the best they can on one end, but it's the corruption, the misconduct is too entrenched right now.
Today's release is the first time the city has released video of a fatal police shooting under a new policy, in part meant to restore public trust after the shooting of Laquan McDonald.
A lot of people are saying we're moving in the right direction, though, when it's being dealt with.
But despite the outrage, Lori Lightfoot, Chicago Police Board President and member of the Mayor's Task Force on Police Accountability, calls today's action a step in the right direction.
It used to be that people had to file FOIAs, lawsuits, videotape wasn't released for years. This is a positive step in the right direction, and so IPRA should be commended.
Some activists say the only way for true change is through police accountability, while others remain skeptical of the system and really question if African Americans and their community and police will ever come to a true place of respect.
Thanks very much, Evelyn. Of course, now to breaking news at police headquarters, where protesters showed up tonight outraged by what they saw in the video released today. Our Eyewitness News reporter Liz Nagy live at 35th in Michigan right now. Liz.
Judy, on the contrary to what Chuck was just reporting, the protesters out here are asking for very swift action against these officers. About 30 to 60 protesters who have since dissipated spent more than an hour out here tonight, loudly at some points expressing their displeasure with the actions of officers seen in that video released earlier today. The group began pretty small, expressing how they felt. They were yelling Paul O'Neill's name, demanding justice for him, and asking the state attorney to bring charges against the officers involved. As the group began to grow, they began to press up against the front of police headquarters here at 35th in Michigan. Officers came out from outside to simply stand there and protect the building as these protesters became more agitated and more angry. At one point, they laid down representing a die-in, what they say their dead bodies look like, strewn in the streets of Chicago. And there were certain protesters who actually got in the face of police officers, demanding to know what they think about the video. Those police officers never responded. We spoke to a few people out here tonight about what they think of all of this.
You guys shot him down. Y'all asked about, did you get a shot? Did you get a shot? Oh, I shot that. You know what I'm saying? They shaking hands, they smoking cigarettes. I didn't see no remorse.
This is all wrong. Why are we screaming at these police officers? Everyone is not the same. Every cop is not the same. Some cops actually want to protect and serve. They want to serve us. They have families too.
Well, when some of the protesters heard that lady express her opinion, they were not happy with it and huddled around her. Protesters have now since dissipated and headed into a neighborhood farther south where they are continuing to protest these police actions. Police officers never once responded to the protesters out here. Reporting live at CPD headquarters, Liz Nagy, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
The family of Paul O'Neill says this video raises additional questions. Eyewitness News reporter Eric Hong picks up the story live downtown. Eric?
Rob, the quick release of the video was a move aimed at transparency, but the O'Neill family isn't satisfied and now wants a special prosecutor assigned to the case. Before the videos were made public, they were shown to Paul O'Neill's mother at the offices of the Independent Police Review Authority. She would leave the building in tears. O'Neill's sister said relatives had tried to steer her brother straight and enroll him in trade school.
I want everybody to know that Paul had goals.
Her words seared with emotion. At police headquarters, confrontation. As Superintendent Eddie Johnson prepared to give a statement, protesters stepped in.
There's no need for him to say anything, bro.
For 5 minutes, Johnson got an earful before walking away. When reporters caught up with him, he defended his handling of the case.
Still trying to do the right thing. We want outside prosecution. Transparent.
But the O'Neill family attorney now wants a special prosecutor. He questions why no body cam recorded the fatal shot and says officers after the shooting seem to care only about their jobs.
Man, I'm gonna be on a desk for 30 days now. Desk duty for 30 days now.
They cannot play judge, jury, and executioner. That's what happened here today. And their attitude after the shooting, while Paul lay dying on the ground, handcuffed, demonstrates that.
In a statement nearly 8 hours after the release of the video, Mayor Emanuel said Superintendent Johnson's actions over the past week in stripping 3 officers of